Met K2?
If you've seen the previews for the Cassian Andor series and you're wondering where K2SO is, well, I've got some good news and some bad news.
I find that answer vague and unconvincing. I've got a bad feeling about it.
Hey.
Quiet. What?
Okay, let's get the bad news out of the way first. K2 is not going to be in Andor Season 1. That's because the series starts 5 years before the Battle of Yavin, and canonically Cassian doesn't meet K2 for another 3 years or so. But the good news is we have confirmation that Season 2 will bridge the 4-year gap between then and the mission to steal the Death Star plans leading directly to the Battle of Yavin. Meaning that K2SO is pretty much a lock for Season 2. But if you can't wait till 2023 to find out how Cassian met K2, we can talk about the one-shot comic from 2017, Cassian and K2SO. The one-shot issue written by Duane Straczynski and illustrated by Fernando Blanco kicks off 2 years before the Battle of Yavin, where Cassian is part of a team of rebel spies sent to a colony world to investigate a rumored Imperial cruiser which has been docked on the planet. If the rebels can locate this rumored cruiser, they could gain access and download invaluable security protocols, which would give them an edge in the information war as well as a tactical advantage against the Empire on the battlefield. The rebels discover an underground facility housing the cruiser, but trip the sensors alerting the Imperial garrison to their presence. The trio abandon their mission and make a hasty retreat before being hit off by a KX Imperial security droid who may look familiar. While fighting for his life, Cassian got to work on the droid, erasing enough of its memory bank in hopes of wiping its current objective. After being thrown around the hangar, Cassian is able to wipe enough of the droid's memory, leaving it open to his command. Cassian's first order to K2SO is to escort them out of the facility and back to their ship on the surface. But the rebels run afoul of stormtroopers in the city market, and as a result of his hasty reprogramming done in the hangar, K2 has been left without a filter and is incapable of lying.
He tends to say whatever comes into his circuits. It's a byproduct of the reprogram.
The rebel sisters Kurtaz and Rizamor create a distraction in order for Cassian to escape with K2, telling him that all the information they were seeking is found within the KX droid. So the pair manage to escape on a freshly stolen ship and enter hyperspace. From this moment on, the pair have been inseparable, going on countless missions for the rebellion and having each other's back across the galaxy. It'll be interesting to see how this story is adapted in Season 2 of Andor, and whether or not they'll leave it largely intact or play up some of the obstacles and spectacle of the mission for TV. We've seen a few examples now where stories on the page have come to life in live action and animation. I'm thinking of Kanan during Order 66, and the story of how Cobb Vanth got the Mandalorian armor on Tatooine. And while they made the jump from the page to the screen, things weren't kept 100% faithful. Would you like to see this origin story remain intact when it makes its way to Andor? Or do you think they could do a better job of telling the story of how Cassian met K2? If you're new, make sure to sublight, give this video a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Remember, the Force will be with you, always.